Every few months, like clockwork, Twitter, or X, rediscovers Johnny Bravo. A viral tweet pops up, usually a screenshot of him harassing a woman with a caption like, "This show would get canceled so fast today," or "I can't believe they let us watch this as kids. Johnny was a predator." On paper, I get it. We have a protagonist whose entire personality is objectifying women, invading their personal space, and relentlessly pursuing people who have clearly said no. In 2024, that's not a hero. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. But here is the hot take that is going to make you rethink your entire childhood. Johnny Bravo isn't a celebration of toxic masculinity. He is the most brutal satire of it ever put on television. If you actually watch the show, not just the clips, but the structure of the episodes, you realize something mind-blowing. Johnny Bravo was a feminist icon. Why? Because he created a universe where no wasn't just a suggestion, it was a physical law of nature enforced by violence. Today, we're going to defend the pompadour. We're going to prove that Johnny Bravo taught an entire generation of boys exactly what not to be, and gave an entire generation of girls the catharsis of watching a catcaller get wrecked for 4 seasons straight. Let's talk about the Himbo Manifesto. To understand Johnny, you have to understand the 90s. In the 1990s, the alpha male wasn't a guy with a podcast selling you crypto courses. He was an action hero. Pop culture told boys that if you had big muscles, cool sunglasses, and confidence, women would fall at your feet. That was the contract. Be a man, get the prize. Johnny Bravo took that contract and set it on fire. Johnny does everything the 90s culture told him to do. He works out, he has the hair, he has the confidence, he uses the pickup lines. And what is the result? He loses every single time. I need you to really internalize this. In 65 episodes, Johnny Bravo almost never gets the girl. If this show was promoting toxic behavior, Johnny would be rewarded for it. We see this in other media all the time. James Bond forces a kiss, the girl melts. Han Solo pressures Leia, it's romance. But when Johnny Bravo forces a kiss, he gets concussed. The show functions as a deconstruction of the nice guy or pickup artist mentality before those terms even existed. The joke isn't, haha, look at the woman overreacting. The joke is, look at this idiot who thinks he's God's gift to women. Johnny is the butt of the joke. Always. The show invites us to laugh at him, not with him. We are laughing at the absurdity of his entitlement. He is a caricature of the male ego, inflated to the point where it bursts. By making the alpha male a loser who lives with his mom, the show stripped away the glamour of misogyny. It made harassment look uncool. It made it look desperate.
Let's talk about the women of Orange City. Critics say the show objectifies women because Johnny objectifies them, but the camera doesn't objectify them. The narrative doesn't objectify them. The women in Johnny Bravo are actually the most powerful beings in the universe. Think about the typical interaction. Johnny approaches, Johnny invades personal space, the woman sets a boundary, go away, not interested. Johnny ignores the boundary. The woman enforces the boundary with extreme prejudice. This is where the feminist icon argument gets its legs. In the real world, women are often taught to be polite. Let him down easy. Don't make a scene. Smile so he doesn't get aggressive. The world of Johnny Bravo is a feminist power fantasy where women don't have to be polite to creeps. If a guy bothers you at the gym in real life, you awkwardly move to another machine. In Johnny Bravo, you drop a dumbbell on his foot. The show normalizes the idea that harassment deserves a violent response. It teaches kids, if you touch someone who doesn't want to be touched, you are going to get hurt. There is no ambiguity. There is no, she's playing hard to get. The show makes it very clear. No means no, and if you don't hear the no, you're gonna hear the ambulance. Compare this to Pepe Le Pew. Pepe chases a cat who is terrified. The comedy comes from her fear and his persistence. It's rape culture played for laughs. In Johnny Bravo, the comedy comes from the woman's power. We aren't scared for the women. We know they can handle Johnny. They are the alphas. He is the beta trying to punch up. Now, we have to address the character himself. Is Johnny a bad person? I'd argue no. He's a himbo. A himbo is a male bimbo, big, beautiful, and dumb as a bag of rocks. But the key ingredient of a true himbo is a lack of malice. Johnny isn't malicious, he's delusional. He genuinely thinks he is doing these women a favor. He thinks he is a romantic lead. But look at how he treats the people he isn't trying to sleep with. He worships his mother. Bunny Bravo is the center of his universe. He listens to her, he protects her, and he never talks back to her. If Johnny was a true misogynist, he would hate all women, but he doesn't. He loves women. He just has absolutely no social skills and has been brainwashed by TV commercials into thinking women want a bad boy. If Johnny were truly toxic, he would bully the weak, but he never does. Johnny allows Suzy to bully him. He allows his mother to baby him. This distinction matters. A predator preys on the vulnerable. Johnny preys on, well, nobody successfully, but he only attempts to court women he perceives as his equals or superiors, high-status, beautiful, adult women. And let's look at the source of his chivalry. He constantly quotes his mother. "Mama says I'm pretty. Mama says treat a lady right." His execution is flawed, terribly flawed, but his intent is rooted in a matriarchal respect. He isn't listening to alpha male podcasters, he's listening to Bunny Bravo. He's a mama's boy in the most literal sense. The show posits that the only authority figure Johnny respects is a woman. In a weird, twisted way, the Bravo household is a matriarchy. Bunny rules, Johnny serves. This flips the standard sitcom trope of the king of the castle father figure, like Homer Simpson or Peter Griffin. In this house, the man is the subordinate. If you need definitive proof that the writers knew exactly what they were doing, look at the episode where Johnny is transformed into a woman. This is the smoking gun for the feminist argument. In this episode, Johnny experiences the world from the other side. He walks down the street, and suddenly he is the prey. Construction workers yell at him, men invade his space, they use his own lines on him. And does Johnny like it? Does he say, "Wow, what a compliment"? No, he hates it. He explicitly realizes that being ogled and harassed is terrifying. The show uses this plot device to force the protagonist and the young male audience to practice empathy. It says, you think this is funny? You think this is cool? Here is what it feels like. For a cartoon in the late 90s, early 2000s, this was revolutionary. Most shows at the time treated catcalling as a harmless quirk of men. Johnny Bravo treated it as a curse that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. When Johnny turns back into a man at the end of the episode, the lesson is clear. He has walked a mile in the heels he usually chases. Even if he resets by the next episode, because it's a cartoon, the audience retains that image. We saw the hunter become the hunted. There is another angle we have to look at. Is Johnny Bravo actually a performance? Scholars of camp and queer theory have pointed out that Johnny Bravo is almost like a drag king. His masculinity is so over the top, so artificial, that it exposes how silly manhood really is. He isn't a man, he is performing man. The hair is a costume, the glasses are a mask, the voice is an Elvis impression. Nothing about him is natural. This is why the show has a massive cult following in the LGBTQ+ community today, because Johnny represents the tragedy of performative masculinity. He is trying so hard to fit into the box of what society says a man should be that he becomes a joke. The show is satirizing the pressure men feel to be studs. We watch him and think, God, that looks exhausting. And it is. It's exhausting to be Johnny. He has to flex 24/7. He can never show weakness. He can never just be normal.
By taking masculinity to its absolute extreme, the show proves how fragile it is. One hair out of place, crisis. One rejection, ego collapse. A truly toxic man doesn't care if his hair is messy. Johnny cares, because Johnny is an aesthetic, not a threat. So let's answer the big question. Did Johnny Bravo create a generation of misogynists? I would argue it did the exact opposite. It acted as a vaccine. A vaccine works by giving you a small, weakened dose of a virus so your body learns how to fight it. Johnny Bravo gave us a dose of the toxic male. But because he was a loser, because he was funny, and because he always got punished, we learned to recognize that behavior as bad. When I see a guy at a bar acting like Johnny Bravo today, loud, touching women without asking, talking about himself, I don't think, wow, what an alpha. I think, wow, what a cartoon character. I laugh at him because Johnny Bravo taught me that this behavior is ridiculous. If the show had depicted Johnny as successful, if he got the girl every episode, then it would be toxic. But by making him the eternal loser, the show taught boys, if you act like this, you will die alone and you will get pepper sprayed. That is a powerful lesson. It taught girls that they have the right to say no and the right to defend that no with force. And it taught boys that muscles and hair gel are not a substitute for a personality. So please, stop trying to cancel Johnny Bravo. He doesn't need to be canceled. He's already been canceled by every woman in Aaron City continuously for 65 episodes. He's a relic of a time where we could laugh at the absurdity of gender roles. He's a warning sign wrapped in denim. He's a feminist ally, not because he tries to be, but because he shows us exactly what happens when you refuse to treat women like people. You end up alone, talking to your own reflection. Johnny Bravo wasn't the hero we thought we wanted, but he was exactly the fool we needed. He took the hits so we didn't have to. He showed us that being a man isn't about the hoo-ha-hoo. It's about not being, well, him. If you agree that Johnny is the accidental feminist king of the 90s, hit that like button. If you think I'm reading too deep into a cartoon about a himbo, let me know in the comments. Check out this video next, where we dissect why the Powerpuff Girls was actually a horror show. Stay beautiful, mamas.